Now, if you've not been paying attention, maybe you took the weekend off, the noise around DK Metcalf is that Seattle, well, they don't want to trade him. They're not looking to trade DK Metcalf, but, if they don't extend him, he's only got one more year on the deal. I'm saying there's a chance. And it takes, of course, I was told the math on this, it takes 2 to tango to make a trade. Several teams, including the Green Bay Packers, the Buffalo Bills, and Kansas City, are said to be lurking in the shadows, in the weeds, trying to entice Seattle to make a trade. So let us discuss. Do you expect the Seahawks wide receiver DK Metcalf to end up shopped around here and traded this offseason? So I've got Atmospheric River, Pink Fong, and Kissing Booth. And we will combine all of these things together, and we are going to make a little trinket. Now, we are giving out virtual trinkets during the Bennies throughout the overnight. But our first thought on this, in terms of do we expect Seattle to put DK Metcalf on market and see what they can get for him, I'm nodding my head. Yes. These things generally come in waves. They generally come in waves. DK Metcalf, his wave has not arrived yet. But if you look around, Deebo Samuel was traded over the weekend. More on that in a second. Cooper Kupp and Devontae Adams are next up. They're in the on-deck circle right now. And once those things are sorted out, then you work your way, and DK Metcalf is in the waiting area over there. And you just follow the atmospheric river is what you do. You follow the river, and Metcalf is 6 seasons into his NFL journey. He's been around now 6 years. He's got 1 year left on an extension that he signed a couple years back. And the Seahawks, they're satisfied at this point not being a real contender, right? It's a pretty sad franchise that had some really good teams about a decade ago. And now they're fine living on the margins, if you will. And you can't really take a team seriously that continues to roll out the rotting carcass of Geno Smith at quarterback. They're obviously a fraud. Real football people know that. They're not trying to win in Seattle. And it's not that Geno is terrible. He's just not good. Right? He's not good. Everyone knows it. And so Seattle's okay being a happy faux contender. Right? They're a faux contender, and they don't have a lot of importance in the NFL. It's not a lot of influence from Seattle right now because everyone knows they're a fraud in terms of actually trying to win. And again, they're not terrible. They're just okay, and they'll win 7 or 8 games a year, but you can't really take them seriously and all that stuff. And DK Metcalf is a luxury item for a team that's not trying to win like Seattle. Again, they're not trying to be the worst team. They're not trying to be the Cleveland Browns, right? They don't want to be the Cleveland Browns. They're the Tennessee Titans. But at the same time, they're not trying to be what Kansas City has been or Philadelphia, teams like that. And so DK Metcalf is like driving a Porsche if you're Seattle, but you're going to eat at the soup kitchen having DK Metcalf. Like, what's the point? It's ridiculous. And so you look at the Chiefs and the Bills in particular. I know Green Bay, you look at the Chiefs and the Bills. The Bills have the 30th pick in the draft. Kansas City's at number 31. So if you're drafting at the end of the first round and you can get a proven commodity, and there's some debate about how proven DK Metcalf is because he has been marginalized in the Seattle Seahawks offense, and you look around, and the end of last year was the dead giveaway that likely this is not going very well if you're looking to get paid a massive amount of money as a wide receiver. The final 9 games of the 2024 regular season, DK Metcalf averaged 6 targets a game over the final 9. He's a $25 million a year guy getting 6 targets a game. The math ain't mathing on that. It's just not. And you would think if he went to a team like Kansas City or Buffalo, assuming that the issue is not him and the issue is what we think it is, Geno Smith and the incompetent boobs running the Seahawks, that DK Metcalf could go next level. Right? And next level on a bigger stage with a better coaching staff and a better quarterback to play with. Now, page 2. We mentioned the transaction that happened over the weekend. Many wondering, how is that possible? Why were the Washington Commanders able to get Deebo Samuel for peanuts, pennies on the dollar, from the 49ers? And many stunned by this. I've already seen predictions that the Washington football team is now the team to beat in the NFC. They've now usurped Philadelphia, which seems a bit premature to me, just a bit premature to me. So what's the line? The market sets the price, right? The market sets the price. So let's try to break this down unscientifically because we're doing talk radio. So for better or worse, Deebo Samuel, his career is where? Not in the toilet. His career is in the Twilight Zone. Yeah, it's the gap between perception and reality with Deebo Samuel. And I'll rephrase that for those of you that have had too many cocktails and you're a little slow. Deebo's got the name. He does not happen to have the game. The game is lacking at this point. Now, the low-information fan, many of them raising a hullabaloo about this. I can't believe Washington got this guy. It's not fair. Oh, my God, Jaden Daniels is going to take off with Deebo Samuel, blah, 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 blah. All that, right? All that noise. So you do not grasp one small thing, which is kind of a big thing. If you look at the full body of work from Deebo Samuel, this concept is over your head, but if you look at the full body of work, Deebo Samuel is the pink fong, one-hit wonder Baby Shark. Remember Baby Shark from a few years ago? Yeah, that's essentially what Deebo Samuel is. He's Baby Shark. He's a one-hit wonder. And during the 2021 season, outstanding. He was a maestro on the field. In fact, Deebo Samuel had 1,770 yards all-purpose from scrimmage. He had 14 touchdowns. He was an all-pro. That's good. That's not playing water balloon toss at the Pro Bowl. That's all-pro. That's great. First-team all-pro. He averaged 18 yards per catch. Game-breaker mode. Absolute game-breaker mode. And then Deebo has gotten progressively worse. He hit rock bottom last season. He went from 1,770 yards from scrimmage to 806, and he only had 4 touchdowns last season. Now, the numbers on this, Deebo's yardage has gone down 54.4% from his peak, and his touchdowns by 71%. And now you know why the 49ers, also money was involved, but now you know why the 49ers were giving Deebo away for next to nothing. Because what you're getting in Washington is next to nothing. Now, is he going to have this great come-to-Jesus moment and this epiphany and take off? At this point, all we know Deebo brings to Washington is the ability to walk out of the locker room with a boombox and be the coolest guy in the stadium. Now, when the game starts, that aura goes away because he's unable to get separation from defensive backs, and that's a problem. The rapid decline. That's how you end up getting traded for a 5th-round draft pick, but I digress. All right, now, last word. To the QB shuffle. You got to do the QB shuffle. It's all about the QB shuffle. So, Justin Fields and Russell Wilson. They were both in Pittsburgh last year. Are they going to be back in Pittsburgh this year? Probably not. Well, one of them will be gone, and the latest scuttlebutt over the weekend is that Justin Fields has a slight edge over Mr. Unlimited Russell Wilson with the Steeler brass there. So what do you make of the current state of the quarterback situation for the Yinzers in Pittsburgh? So the word is gloomy. The word is gloomy for the Steelers and the quarterback position. And our friend Sean, the Hood guy, he knows this. He's a Steeler apologist, and he knows this. And here's why. The Steelers, who always are in contention for a playoff spot, the Steelers have a blank spot, continue to have a blank spot. If you look at their bingo card, right there under center, blank spot, right where it says quarterback, Justin Fields is not the answer. Now, it's not my opinion that Justin Fields is not the answer. That is the opinion of Mike Tomlin. What is my supporting evidence? Mike Tomlin started Justin Fields last year because Russell Wilson was supposedly hurt to begin the year. So Tomlin thought so little of Justin Fields that when Russ was ready to go, he played him. Okay, so fine, well, he played Russ. But then when Russ started riding the vomit comet in Pittsburgh at the end of the year, you're like, well, why didn't you bench him? They could have gone back to Justin Fields, but Tomlin thought so little of Fields that he went with the 36-year-old Russell Wilson. And Russ was pooping his diaper on a weekly basis for the Steelers, and at no point did they switch back. Now, my advice here for the Pittsburgh Steelers is to say, hey, Justin Fields and Russell Wilson, thank you both for your service. We have a nice parting gift. We'd like you to walk down the dusty Winnemucca Road and get out of here. Fields can go play for the Jets. He'd be the perfect Jets quarterback. He failed with Chicago, failed with Pittsburgh. Go to the Jets. That's 3 strikes, you're out of the NFL. And Russell Wilson can go, I don't know, the Giants. They can both duke it out in the Battle of New York or go to the Cleveland Browns. It doesn't matter. But Mike Tomlin, at this point, you might as well just open, if you're the Steelers, you open up a kissing booth because you got to kiss a lot of frogs before you find that prince, right? Ben Roethlisberger last played in 2021. Since then, there have been a conga line of really bad quarterbacks. Mason Rudolph, Kenny Pickett, Russell Wilson, Justin Fields. And it's on to the next. It's on to the next. Now, for pure entertainment, we endorse Aaron Rodgers because that's good for the business, and I'm in the business of entertainment, so why not? Past expiration date, yes. Aaron Rodgers is past his expiration date, but he would be good for talk radio, and that's really what I'm worried about.